Real scooter. Okay, so
we're going on an adventure.
Last minute.
Literally last minute.
We got a flight to go to,
like 3 hours ago we booked it.
yeah, to go to Austin, Texas to go meet my brother.
My boyfriend.
He's gonna be able to see us for the weekend.
For those of you who don't know, he's in the Army.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen him in almost 7 months.
Yeah.
So we're gonna vlog our journey.
So follow us along on this journey, and we're gonna be very safe on this flight, so don't worry, and we'll see you later. Okay, hey guys, so we're in the airport. We got coffee. We're just waiting at our gate.
We board in like what, 30 minutes?
Something like that.
Yeah. Actually,
There's like really loud music. I apologize for that, but we can't do anything about it.
like if you want like some like tea on the travel part, the airport's like not crowded at all. Everybody's wearing masks. We're all social distancing, and we're just being super safe. And like it's
So we're so excited. We have a layover flight in Atlanta, so pray for us with that
Just
whole
for smooth
situation because wow. But we're so excited and we can't wait to see him.
And we can't wait to show you guys like our little trip.
Yeah, we're gonna show you everything that we do and us seeing him for the first time. So we're super excited.
Okay, well we'll see you in Atlanta.
Okay guys, so we're here in Atlanta and now
We're taking off.
We're taking off and we're gonna be heading to Austin.
We'll be there around like 8:15.
So we'll get there late, but yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
So excited. All right, see you then. So it's been a while since we were at the airport. We got here safely.
We spent the night at my cousin's house, who was 30 minutes away from the airport, and she drove us to the hotel, which is a mile away from the base. And we're here. We're gonna see him soon.
Yeah, right now he's in formation, getting everything checked out, getting his temperature taken, all that stuff, and then he's gonna take an Uber to come see us, and we're so excited. So we'll show you guys that. I'll probably be filming Danielle because she'll be occupied hugging him. So we'll see you guys then. Alright, hey guys, so we just got back from Rudy's barbecue and it was delicious, 5 stars. We're having fun just catching up with this guy over here.
We went to the mall.
And we went to the mall looking for like civilian clothes for him, but didn't end up working out. So I think the rest of the day we're just gonna like hang out here and maybe watch movies and order pizza.
Something
maybe.
is lazy. I just want to relax.
So yeah.
7 months of hard work.
Yep. So that's gonna be the rest of our day, and then we'll see you guys later.
The next day.
Hello.
Hi guys. So I know we've been like really bad at vlogging this whole experience, but
We're just trying to be in the moment and not on our phones.
yeah, and we just forget. So I don't know, but yesterday we went to Rudy's, had lunch. It was delicious.
If you ever come to Texas, you have to go to
highly
Rudy's.
recommend. If there's a Rudy's anywhere where you're going, get it.
We
It's
had
very
ribs
worth
and
it.
pulled pork,
Pulled pork sandwich, yes.
and the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
And like you get it in this big crate and like you just like chow down.
Best
So good.
potato salad I've ever had.
Yeah.
So good, delicious. So we went there, and then for dinner we ended up just staying in the hotel room and ordering pizza from Domino's and just relaxing, watching movies, and watching the fireworks from our window at the hotel. And it was really nice. I missed that with Josh doing
Plus,
that.
he's just he hasn't slept in a real bed for 7 months, so he just wanted to
So,
relax.
yeah, so he missed it. So we just relaxed with him and everything.
And the reason why he's not here right now is because he has to go back to his base to get his temperature taken every morning and to like talk to his generals or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know,
so
military terms, but
that noise is the AC, so ignore it. But
he'll be back around like 10.
yeah, so today he's gonna see if we can get on the base. But if not, then we'll just relax here, maybe go to the pool, and you know,
Just all hang out and be together.
yeah, we'll just go from there. We're kind of playing this whole thing by ear. Like, it was so spontaneous, so like we never really planned anything, and especially with everything that was going on, everything's not open, so it's like we kind of just have to like.
But we're the type of people that like, we're such family people that we literally just like sitting in the room and watching TV together.
Yeah. So it doesn't bother us to not be able to do anything, but so yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna try and vlog today more, but we'll
just
see.
keep in mind we're trying to be in the moment and not. I just don't like living life through a camera lens all the time, so I just want to. We'll do a little bit, but forgive us if it's not like a lot.
We'll see you a little bit later. We're on base and looking in the store, trying to get everyone. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. I forgot. So
We're at the PX.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're just Josh is making fun of us. So we're gonna go. We're waiting for Josh to get a haircut. These are great clips. So
I think we're going to Ruby's again for lunch.
yeah, like this place is like, I feel like with everything that's going on, a lot of stuff is like not open. So like I feel like when it's not, this whole craziness is not happening, it would be fun. Like it's all like closed and stuff. So I don't know, but we're just walking around shopping, and now we're starting to get hungry, so we might end up going to Rudy's again because
We'll show you guys this time.
delicious. We'll show you the food that we get,
So good.
and it's so good. Like, highly recommend. I'm not even kidding.
They support veterans, so like you pay $1 for this cup and it goes to veterans and military.
So highly recommend. So we'll see you then. Right now we're just waiting for Josh to be bald again. So we'll see you guys then. Oh, nice haircut. I like it. We're at Ruby's Barbecue. It's behind us. So delicious. So we're gonna go in and get some food, and we'll show you what we get.
Just send your dad a picture.
All right, we're about to eat. Yeah,
I think you're just gonna.
we're about to eat. It looks so good. So we got the pulled pork, brisket, and baby back ribs. Best potato salad ever, and bread.
And you put this down
And you eat. So we're gonna enjoy it now.
One eternity later.
Okay,
The next day.
Okay, so we're gonna ask him some questions now. So, Josh, what was your experience when you first got off the bus when you went to boot camp?
we were on the bus and I was texting them saying, hey, we're here. And we saw, I looked out the window and we saw all the drill sergeants and their hats and all that, and they're getting ready to screw us. We're like, oh boy, here we go. So we finally get off the bus and the drill sergeant walks on the bus. He's like, get out! You have like 5 seconds to get off my bus. So we're like, oh, grabbed our packets and just ran for our lives. Then after that, they told us to throw our bags like in just like a messed up pile. It's like, throw your bags over here. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna lose my bag, because I had the generic recruiting bag that everybody had there. So we threw our bags, we got into formation, they made us do push-ups, and then after that, they're like, go grab your bags and come inside. So we grabbed our bags, came inside, and just sat down and waited for them to give us a brief on what was gonna happen the rest of the night before we go to bed. So
So how did your relationship with Danielle change, get better? Like, Just kind of take us through that experience.
I just felt like it got stronger because if you can go long distance like that without talking to each other every single day for 6 months and still have the same love for each other and nothing changed, and I feel like that's, if nothing changed and it got even stronger because of that, then I feel like that's, to me, true love. Like you actually have the love for somebody versus, I guess nowadays people don't really care and they just need attention. That's all I care about. So,
and for both of us, like, it's like one thing to say that you can support somebody, but to actually like prove to them that you can. Like, one thing to say, but actually to do it. And like the amount of letters we'd write to each other, and just like the fact that I can encourage him through a letter and be like exactly what he needs through a letter and like stick to my word, like that just shows that you can kind of get through anything like together, and that we both have each other's back. It's not just saying it just to be phony. It's like authentic and stuff. And it's only like, we hadn't seen each other almost 7 months, and when we got together, it's like nothing changed at all. Yeah. And I only love him even more.
Yeah,
so.
we like, when we saw him, we like, obviously we're so excited that we saw him, but like, we were hanging out like we always did before he
It was like he wasn't even gone.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
So like, explain to them like how, like, because your letters would always come from like everybody out of order and stuff, but like how it would be the letter that you needed in the moment type thing.
So we didn't start getting letters until the end of red phase, which was like 3 weeks in. So we have, well, I had red phase, blue, white phase, blue phase, black phase, and gold phase. So the first 3 phases is just straight up basic training. So red phase is just mentally breaking you down. So they didn't let us talk to anybody at all. No letters, no phone call, no nothing. And then the beginning of white phase, I think it was like a weekend, I finally got my first phone call. It was like only 8 minutes. I felt like I had no time to say I love you or anything. But they finally, that second week, we finally got to receive letters and send letters off. So we started talking, and that's when I was struggling the most at that point, because I hadn't talked to them in, it was like 4 weeks at that point. I haven't talked to anybody. I just had like the people around me. I didn't really know them. I only had a couple friends that I knew pretty good, but like no family support. So that at that point kind of really started to suck. I remember we had to shoot and qualify, and if we didn't qualify, they would restart us. So everybody was freaking out about that, thinking that they were gonna get we call it recycling. So they thought they were gonna get recycled to day one. So it was really stressful. So she wrote me a letter, and she sent it, and it didn't come on the day she sent it. It came like, I think, a week later. But at that time and moment, I needed it because I was stressing out and because I hadn't talked to them. So the letter finally came, and it like helped me through it, like a little motivation. But the timing was just God. I think the timing was God, because it was at the point where I was like at my lowest and I was struggling so hard, and that letter kind of just like picked me up.
And I'd also like make sure to include Bible verses and like little things like that in his letters too. So it's tough love, but also encouragement.
Yeah, it was kind of like a smack to the face, like get up, don't quit, don't give up. Not mean, but I mean,
it's what he needed.
Yeah, it was like a love smack.
Yeah,
it's what we're good at.
Yeah.
Like, as much as he is on family, like our faith is very important to all of us. So we were just like, he was praying for us, and we were just every single day, morning, night, like throughout the day, like I would just say a prayer for him and stuff. And I think like that's one of the reasons why I think we stayed so connected and like strong. I think because we just had that, we were always praying for each other.
Josh's biggest struggle, I think, during the whole thing physically.
Well, going into it is your biggest worry, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was, I feel like, mentally, because physically Josh is fit to do a lot of things, but he came into a bump in the road with his physical health, and he'll explain that.
Yeah, so like a month before I left, I just signed my life away, or whatever, as they say, and the only worry that I had was just my asthma. So usually when I'd run back home, I get home from running and I'd be trying to breathe and then having trouble wheezing and all that. So just going into that, I remember on the bus when I was going there, I was praying to God. I was like, please, Lord, take this asthma away, because if they find out that I have asthma, they can kick me out, or I might have to get sent to the hospital or something. Something bad could happen. So I was just praying every day until that moment to for the Lord just to like take it away just completely from physical activity.
And then like they were gonna keep like sending you for asthma tests, and they just kept forgetting to or whatever. And like when you finally did go for it, the lady was like, I don't get why they even sent you here. You have no traces of asthma whatsoever.
Yeah, so when I first got there, they asked us for one of our medical screenings. They were like, if anybody, this is your second chance to tell us if you have asthma, because if you start having an asthma attack out there in the field, or something happens and we don't know about it, we can't do anything about it, you can possibly die. So if you have to come up here and tell us, this is your second chance to do it. Don't lie, just be straight up with us, and we'll be straight up with you. So I was sitting there in my chair, and I was like, yeah, I should probably go up there and tell them. So I went up there and I told them, and then they told me I had to get a test done, a breathing test, to make sure it wasn't that bad of asthma, or what level I'm at, or whatever. So they scheduled it, and then they sent me to sick call. So I went to sick call, and I took like a little quick breathing test, but it wasn't the main breathing test that they have. I took that, and they were like, you seem to be doing fine. This can't really determine whether you do or not, so we're gonna have to schedule your actual appointment and have you go there and see what happens. So I'm like, all right. So it was originally supposed to be within the first week I was there at reception. I wasn't even at boot camp yet. And they never called me, so I got all my stuff at reception, and they shipped me off to boot camp. Got there in boot camp, and then the first week we were doing a training exercise. It was like a team building course thing. It was pretty fun, but my senior drill sergeant came up and he was like, hey, Private, didn't you have like a breathing test schedule or something? I'm like, yes, senior drill sergeant, but they never told me about it. They never told me when it was. So I don't know what happened then. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have to schedule for this week or the week after, I can't remember. And so he supposedly scheduled it, but 2 weeks later, nobody told me anything. I wasn't told to go to an appointment or anything. So red phase ends, and then white phase, and then blue phase. And then finally, at the last week of blue phase, where we're about to graduate basic training, they call me and they're like, hey, you had a breathing test scheduled back in red phase, right? I'm like, yeah, but they never called me for it. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to get you, because you're not gonna be able to graduate without it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I just feel like the Lord purposely stopped it to help me get over it over time. Because in the beginning, I was struggling with it a little bit, because it was I went there during January, so it was like in the 30s, and I'm running usually cold wind, or anything to do with the cold like kind of bothers me. So
so like some background on Josh. When we were born, we were premature, so Josh was born with breathing, like his lungs weren't fully developed, so he had to be in a nebulizer thing. And I remember when he was younger, he had gotten pneumonia as well, like for the first time, and he had to use a nebulizer like every night. I just remember that when we were kids. So he struggled with asthma. I don't know if he struggled with it as bad as my dad does, but he struggled with it. So that's kind of like the background, like why we're kind of nervous about him having asthma. But when he was struggling with this, he told us, and we like immediately started praying. Like
I'm telling you, I prayed every single day. Like I can't even count how many times a day. We sent a prayer request to our prayer warriors. Like we had everybody we knew on top of it. So I just feel like the power of prayer is just like very important to know. She said that she put on the highest level, right? And you had no traces.
Yeah.
Of asthma.
All right. So the test was like in stages. So stage 1, so the test, they put this medicine or something into a tube, and you're supposed to breathe it in, and it's supposed to activate your asthma. So she started and I had no idea. She says, breathe in and breathe out. And I thought we were just like trying to test to see if the tube was working. And she was like, all right, you're on the second stage. I'm like, wow, I already went through the first stage. Okay, let's do it. So she put me on the second stage, went through that, it was nothing. Third stage, nothing. Fourth stage, nothing. Fifth stage, nothing. Sixth, I started to feel, I started to feel like somewhat of the medicine, but after it was over, she's like, do you feel anything? I'm like, no, not really. So she said, I don't know why they're saying here, but you have no traces of asthma, because this test would have activated it.
Like, even if you have, like, because normally, like, animals would trigger asthma too, and, like, he wasn't around animals, but she said that even...
Like allergies to animals?
Yeah, but she said, like, even that would have triggered it. Like, this medicine was supposed to trigger anything.
Yeah.
And nothing was triggered, so... That kind of just showed the power of prayer, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that, because I went to the hospital, and I was like, this is gonna suck if this...
In his letters, he was like, don't worry, I already have a plan B. Like, he was prepared to be sent home.
Yeah.
So...
Because I went there, and I was just like, man... Because my buddy, one of my dudes in my platoon actually went and got that test done, and he failed, like, on the first stage. So I was like, oh my God, he failed on the first stage. Wow, okay. So... I don't know, it was just nothing, like I had nothing bothered me, so thank God for that.
So that was kind of like what we were praying for a lot during his whole boot camp experience. I mean, obviously we're going to keep praying for him because we want him to be like protected and everything, but...
I also feel like it kind of reassured me in a sense that maybe this is like the real like path that God had planned for him, the fact that he did heal him and stuff. Because it's like if it wasn't in his plans for him, he would have been home. But the fact that he graduated and he had no asthma and he like excelled in boot camp and got sharpshooter and all that, like it's where he's supposed to be, which gave me even like more encouragement to be his rock and like, okay, I'm here to support you no matter what. Like even if it does mean distance, like it's only temporary.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of like all we have. Like question-wise, if you guys want to know anything else, if you're going into the army yourself, or if you just
military in general,
just
or if you're
curious,
like if you're a girlfriend and your boyfriend's going to boot camp and you have questions,
just ask questions. You can. We're gonna leave the Instagram below, so like DM us, or you can comment down below, whatever the case may be. So just
I think the quote that got me and you through the most was Jeremiah 29:11. For the plans I have for you to prosper you, not to harm you, hope in the future. Like that was one of our love is patient, love is kind. Like, and it like bears all things, so it endures all things. It is not envy, it doesn't boast.
So this is kind of like an encouragement for young couples to just keep your love and eyes on God and really
put him at the foundation of your relationship.
So so that's what we just wanted to like ask some questions. We didn't want this video just to be like us eating, because that's literally all we've been doing. So we wanted to put a little different variation in there.
But in our defense, we asked the concierge lady, like, what should we do? She said, honestly, the thing to do around here is eat.
Yeah, so we've just been eating. We didn't want to just show you that, so we decided to do a little question Q&A, whatever you want to call it. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later at In-N-Out. I'm so excited.
We probably could share that.
Oh my God, this looks so good. Tell me how it is. Is it good? Is it good?